Alrighty, so today is Wednesday the 7th, the live stream in the Discord. We're going to go over the top coins on crypto market cap. We'll look at the larger time frames and work down to all of their bounces and see if we can figure out where they're going. All right, so we're going to start with Bitcoin. We know that the big question is this rally going to go higher? Question, that is a big question, right? All right, so what does it mean? Well, there's two ways that this could have obviously climbed to the upside. It's either a 5-wave move, which you could basically label it like this as a 5-wave move, or it's a 3-wave move zigzag, okay? Or it is a flat coming from this side like this, all right? In all of those scenarios, we want this move to the downside to be a connector. Because it doesn't matter if it's 5, or if it's 3, or if it's a flat. If we can add a connector here, then we can give any of those 3 options a partner leg to the upside that could potentially go to the all-time high if it wanted to, especially if this is an A wave of 5 waves and we put in a B wave here, we could get a big ripping C wave to the upside. Okay, this rally could go potentially significantly high. Even if this is a W, because this is a flat back here and it wants to put in X, we could still get a significant 3-wave move over here for Y. That could take us, you know, up into this area or even tap the all-time high. Now, there's obviously the bullish option on the table here that this is done and that this 5-wave move labeled like this is the start of something, and that it would be a 1 and that it's pulling back for a 2. That's still on the table, okay? And that this bear market's over and we're about to blast to the moon. That scenario will not be invalidated until the low of 15,460 is taken. Now, obviously, if this correction here gets longer in time than this potential wave 1, if we just keep going here and it just gets really lengthy, then we're not going to look at that as a 2, because a 2 shouldn't take any longer to create than the 1 took to create, okay? The longer it drags itself out, so say that it were to, you know, just drag itself out and it starts doing something like that, we're not going to look at that as a wave 2. Now, we would still look at it as a B and hope for a B wave here. But that's, you know, long in the future, something we can readdress later, obviously. But the bullish option is still on the table, and we'll keep it on the table for a while. Now, the option that I've talked about for a while of the 1-2-1-2, my bias is not particularly leaning that way because of the length and time that this is already taken. It's bigger in time than this correction. If this is a sub-degree 1 and 2, this 2 should not take longer in time than the higher degree 1 and 2. Okay, so I'm not leaning that it's a 1 and 2, but of course, it's not completely invalidated until 19,524 is taken. Now, guys, if we put in a leg here and we bounce and we give it a partner, that is not a wave 2. More than likely, that's a connecting wave. So it all boils down to, what is this doing? Okay, and what is the bull and bear scenario of this leg? So we talked about in the Discord the mega bear option of 1 2 1 2, and then we had this little 5-wave move and we had a pullback, and we were saying that we had this nest. Okay, well, Bitcoin did something beautiful and it invalidated it, because this move here to the downside is 3 waves. So the nest option is off the table. The only other bearish option I can come up with now is maybe this is a diagonal here. Okay, that would be the only thing we would have left to call it bearish, is that this is a diagonal wave 1. That the bearish option, the mega bearish option, would be that this is 1 2, it's going to do 3 4 5 for an A wave to the downside, like this leg here. Okay, then we get B, C for the Y wave that we would be looking for, where we have X here, and then Y, we would be looking for this to be the first leg of an A, B, C. Okay. But the good news is that more than likely, it's not a diagonal. Because when we look at ETH, which that's the next coin, it's very difficult, almost impossible, to make a diagonal out of it. Okay. So with that said, more than probability-wise here, we are coming down complex. And we talked about this being a 3-wave move for W. This being a 3-wave move for X. Now we need an equal partner over here for W. And inside W, we have 3, 3, 3. So we have a total of 3 corrections. We're going to need that over here. So we have 1. More than likely, this is trying to make connector here. Something like this. I don't know for sure. And then something of this nature. We need about the same size partner leg in time as this one. And I used the wrong tool. 1 second. So you pull your trend-based time, you pull it on this correction, then you skip over this one. Okay, so we're looking at approximately June 26th for this to come to an end. Now, once it comes to its end, that is when Bitcoin will have the opportunity to go bullish. Obviously, we want to see it hold this support. We've got this gap sitting here. If it comes deeper and fills the gap, we want to see a quick buy up and this reclaimed. So we want to see that V-shape recovery and this support reclaimed. Because when you're making a connecting wave, you do not want to break your prior connecting wave. Even if this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this B or X needs to use this section for support. Because getting up underneath this and up underneath this floor here is going to be bearish. It'll open up the door for this to potentially put 3 waves here, 3 deep waves, and then 5 or 3 to the upside, and making this bearish, very bearish connector. We don't want to see this happen. This would be as pretty much as bearish as if this is a done deal and this is a C wave, this is a diagonal, it's about to go bearish. So this area needs to be not go underneath. And if it does come that deep, we want to reclaim this support. Right now, we're in this channel, okay? More than likely, it'll continue in that channel until this portion is done. Like I said, it'll have an opportunity to go bullish. But what can it do at that point? Say that it finishes its partner leg and it doesn't go bullish. Well, it can put a connector here. And then it would give this leg a partner deeper, okay? We don't have a crystal ball. We don't know what it's going to do for sure, but it does have the opportunity to go from this point when this partner leg is done. ETH is exactly the same thing, guys, okay? We want ETH to put in a connector here, all right? ETH has a different structure. ETH, we have to start out the bounce from back here. So with that said, there's a high probability if this is 5 waves here, that it is a C wave. And that this was 3. Then we had 3 in the middle, and then a C wave. But it doesn't mean ETH can't go higher. All it has to do is put in that connector here. And then it's either going to give this leg a partner or this whole entire structure a partner. Now, there is, you know, the idea that, let me measure these two real quick. I don't remember what the size of them are. Okay, so this one is slightly bigger in price, okay, but it's not bigger in time. So to say that this is 1 and 2, and that we're putting in 1 and 2, it's got problems. All right. And if that is the case, well, it would need to definitely hold here. Because the second 1, 2 usually finds support on top of the first 1 and 2. So I'm sure there's some counts out there calling this a 1, 2, 1, 2, but I'm not exactly leaning that way. But like I said, it definitely can go higher, regardless of whether I'm wrong and it's coming down for a 2 or it's putting in an X. We need it to put a correction in here and not break this one. Same as Bitcoin. Now, if it does come through there because there's a gap sitting like right here too, we want to see the same exact thing. We want to see this POC line here not taken. And we want to see that recovery of that support back. We want to see that V-shaped recovery, that birdie pattern we talk about. We don't want to get up underneath here, especially here, with any candle closes, or it's going to turn bearish. And then, like I said, same thing, we'll end up with 3, some deep 3 here, and either 3 or 5 to the upside, and we end up with this sideways connecting wave that's bearish. So, like I said, to make this a diagonal, you almost can't even do it, okay? So the only other option you would have would be to say that it's not even, like, it's impossible. It's just, it looks stupid. And this wave here is short. I just don't think so. So with that being said, it's starting out corrective. You know, it's a complex structure. Same thing, 3, 3, And now it's put a little 3 here. Probably going to put a little 3 and then give it a partner leg, then a connector, then 3 to get this leg over here. At that point, it can go bullish. Or it puts a connector, and then it's going to have to give this whole structure a partner. Now, ETH could, and Bitcoin could, one last thing, get itself back up here. That would be bullish. Where it does 3, this is the X, and then this, if this, can make its way up like that, then it can put, the 3s over here and get back up here. That is possible, okay? But even if it wants to continue its little channeling down, that's fine too. Let's just not break this. And if it does, quick buy up. All right, XRP. So with XRP here, we want this wave to be an expanding diagonal wave 1. And we don't want the low of 10 cents here broken. Because obviously that's going to invalidate this as a wave 1 coming down for a wave 2. Okay? Now, if it is broken, then what it is this was a B wave. And that this leg is putting in a partner. Now that's a little far off, so we don't know for sure. But we'll go with the bullish option first. And that this is an expanding wave 1. Now, the only way that I can make this portion bullish is to say that it's in the process of making a diagonal where 1, 2, 3, 4, and we need a little 3-way move here, 5. Then it's going to have to correct. They usually correct to this area right here where the wave 2 is. And remember, this can also be an A. And hopefully this section will get a partner or it'll go bullish. Now, if it's not the expanding or the leading diagonal, then I see it as obviously corrective because it's all 3. But what does it need to do? If this is W, this is X, and this is Y, we need to turn all of that into an A or a W. So we need a connector here that doesn't break this area, because that would be breaking market structure for an X or B. And then we want to give all of this a partner. So we're almost looking for the same exact thing. If it is a diagonal, we need it to finish, and this little leg can go higher if it wants to. And then we want to see a pullback. And then we want to see whether it's a diagonal or it's not. We want to see that partner. But as soon as this high is taken, that would be invalid. And remember, it can also be an A wave. This can be B, and then it just gives us C. And then what do we got? Connector. All right, ADA. So we can see that it's bounced off the 0.5 here. This wave to the downside could be done. Okay. So it's just like Bitcoin. The big question is ADA going bullish? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Or is it just going to give us a bear market rally? Okay. All right. So if ADA is going to be bullish, we would have to say that this correction was like this. Okay, that this was A, B, C, or W, X, Y, but we're going to have to do it like that because this area right in here is so corrective looking. Very overlappy, okay? But this is the leg that we want to see a partner happen for. Whether it's an A wave or it's a wave 1. We want it to pull back, not break the low of 23 cents or 20, almost 24 cents there, the pink line, and give us a ripping C to the upside, back up here to the area of breakdown. Okay. Now, the not so bullish option is that this is going to come deeper, something maybe like this, or even sweep this low because this was like this and it was a 3-wave move. So either way, whether this was a 3-wave move or the correction is coming from over here, the deeper it comes, the more it risks just putting 3 waves over here or putting 5 over here. And what do we get? That sideways bearish connecting wave. So we need ADA to hold this green area here and give us a partner, preferably a C wave to the upside like this. It's done a really good job of holding this area right here, 4th wave territory. Okay. The problem is that it came down in 3 waves, but then it came to the upside in 3 waves. And now all of this section is corrective also. So if Doge is going to do anything to the upside, we need it to be a flat where we've got 3. This is all connector in here. 3. It could sweep this low. We know that our B waves can do that. And then we need to see that 90-degree angle C wave here. Maybe Elon Musk will tweet something. Who knows? But this section down here is very corrective. It is highly suggesting connector. And what we don't want to happen is that this wave here was all the connector we're getting. And that this leg is already the start of this one's partner. Because just like, I can't remember which one now, this is all insufficient area. If it loses this, it's going to dump right through here. Some people may be trying to say that this is an impulse wave. But guys, I don't think so. That looks like a flat correction all day to me. I guess there's a small possibility that that's the case, but if this was going to make an impulse wave, we should have had 1, 2. This should have been 3, fanned out for 4, and then 5. You can clearly see that that's not the case here. That this is a flat. So, but there's still a chance that we can get that flat to the upside. Soul. This is the area we don't want to break, that low. It has this sideways birdie look to it, okay? This is the leg we want to get a partner for to the upside. There is a chance that it's a wave 1, whoops. That it's a wave 1 and it's pulling back for a 2. We can clearly see that it needs to hold this area right here and not come deeper. Because what's underneath? Insufficiency. Okay. So what do we got? We either have a wave 1 or we have an A wave. We want to pull back for B or 2. We don't want to come underneath the 618, sitting right there on that support. This would be beautiful STS strategy. And then we want to get that ripping C wave back up to this area here, or even higher, or it's bullish and we're going back on a bull run. I'm leaning more that it's their A waves. And right now, I see it as 3, 3, and this looks like it's trying to make 3. So there's a good chance that it's going to hold and give us that partner leg. Again, the deeper it comes in time and in price, the more it's going to be a B wave. And again, the deeper it comes, the more we risk putting that partner right here, and it does that sideways correction. Okay. All right, so we have this leg. Then we have the middle. What we don't know is it giving it partner now? Or is this going to end up being a connector and give us this? Okay, where we get 3, 3, and then this leg gets its partner, something like that. That would be extremely bullish if it could make a sideways correction here. The 1, 2, 1, 2 look, okay? But look, it's so close to invalidation. So more than likely, this is what? A 3-wave move. We want to put a connector here. We want to put 3 waves here. We don't want to break this low, this area here. Approximately probably where the 618 is. Yep. And then we want this to get a partner to the upside for the bigger bear market rally. That's the bull. And then this leg is coming though. Okay. And then the bear is obviously, this leg's already coming. And this is just the start of it. And this is all the bear market rally we're getting. But again, based on Bitcoin and ETH and the way they look, I think it's a good chance that it goes higher. It doesn't really matter. We want this to go higher. So what did we get? We got this move to the downside. And now we want to know, is this going to go higher before this leg gets its partner? So let's dig into this. This is climbing correctively. So all of this is one leg. And then what do we need? We need a connector that doesn't break this low so that this leg can get its partner, the upside. Probably back up into this area here. So right now, to me, I can clearly see 3 back up. And then it looks like it's trying to do something 3 like this. All right, DOT. So we don't want DOT to break its low down here. We want this leg to get a partner. It's already pretty deep. So its last little hope is going to be here. Again, I talked about this. It's going to be completely weird. It would have to be that to call this a C wave is almost impossible. To say this is that this 5-wave looking structure here is a B, and that all of this is C. First of all, this went way too high. This is too short of an A. Like, on all of these altcoins that have this leg to the upside, if it breaks the low, then probably this pathetic leg here was its partner. But I'm still leaning that it potentially is going to hold and that this leg is going to get a partner. But the deeper it comes, again, the more it risks this sideways correction. So really needs to hold here if it's coming deeper. Same thing for AVAX. We want a higher rally up. So when this partner leg comes, it's higher. Obviously, the bullish option is this is a 1 and a pullback for a 2. But I'm more leaning these are A waves. We want it to hold this area that it's sitting in. Worst case, it ends up coming down to that little order block there. And we want a blasting C wave. Same exact thing as I said with the last one. The deeper it comes, the more it risks just doing this. But I still think this leg should get a partner. So same thing with ZIL. We want a higher rally. Up. We want to see this. Okay. This is the leg we want the partner to happen. We've been looking at this forever. It is tapping the bottom of this right now. So this is its next area. And again, guys, to say that this is A, B, C, just that can't be how it is. It's going to have to be that this leg was this one's partner if this low gets broken. And that's even more bearish, unfortunately. So let's see and hope that it can hold here. V-shape recovery, right back through that insufficiency. Do this. Okay. Again, look at this wave, guys. How can this not be the start of something? Of course, there's always a chance it's not, okay? And it just is what it is, right? If it breaks this low, it's not the start of something, right? But, and we can clearly see if it loses here, we got nothing but insufficient area down there. Maybe there's a little humpty hump that it can hold. Yeah, right here. So I think there's a high chance if it loses this area, it'll hold this area and then give us the partner 5 up, but it may not get through here. All right. That was the last one, guys. Any questions?